something that we are very excited to talk about. We are going to review Joker, directed by Todd Phillips.
Okay, so Joker stars Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, someone who is neglected by society, and this is his story of how he turned into the Joker. So Kevin, this movie has a lot of controversy. It's getting mixed reviews from critics everywhere, positive reviews here, bad reviews here. It has a bad reputation so far, but it's really a good movie for me. What can you say?
This is my top 3 anticipated movie
Yeah.
of the year. Having heard the reviews, I just wanna see it once
Yeah.
and for all and decide for myself. But before we might agree or disagree on some
Okay,
things,
okay.
I would just like to comment first on the obvious thing that we are
I
going
know
to
what you're
agree
about to
here.
say.
It's about Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh my God.
He is insanely phenomenal in this movie. I mean, first, the physicality of his role.
Yeah.
I know that the guy starved himself for this role,
Oh
but
my God, yeah.
having seen from the trailers, the photos, and now I have seen the full movie, you've
Yeah.
seen his body, the
Yeah.
way his body contours, the ribs poking out of his body. Joaquin Phoenix already got me within the 5 minutes of this film. He was able to draw a lot of emotions from me. I was terrified of him. I sympathized from him. He's menacing. He really embodied the role of a lunatic, of a super villain's descent into madness.
You know, Joaquin Phoenix, I absolutely agree. He's the main reason why this movie works. He is on the screen for like 95% of the movie. He's not a method actor, unlike Daniel Day-Lewis and those other guys. But this is
Really? I thought he's a method actor. He's not a method.
no, because when you say you're a method actor, even off screen you're still in
Oh.
character.
Okay.
He's not necessarily that kind of method actor, but he is really committed to this role. He is unbelievable.
I like the previous films. I can say that this film really heavily relied on his performance.
Yeah.
The movie needed him because this is such an emotional journey.
I also want to get into the directing. Todd Phillips, who
Oh my.
directed movies like The Hangover. The Hangover, I mean, coming from that to this, which is very gruesome, very real, very raw. It's unbelievable. He's directing in this movie is so on point. There are some choices of music that was really good for those moments, especially towards the end. There are songs that was so earned when he was dancing. I really love those scenes. It is so well directed.
The cinephile in me is
Yeah.
very satisfied
Yeah.
with all the camera work,
Yeah,
the
man.
blocking,
Yeah.
the way he really utilized Joaquin Phoenix, the amount of close-ups. We know that in the comics that Gotham is a city filled with violence, whether you've seen it in TV series or movie. But in here, since he's in the lower class of society, the violence really seems heightened.
Yeah.
So, yes, when it comes to his character arc journey, I am truly sold. I mean, some people might not like how he turned, but we all know how this happened. This is the story of a supervillain. So, everything goes out for his life. The symptoms are there, the defining moments of his life that went into his madness. So,
Another thing that I really appreciated about this movie, about his character development, it's really a slow burn. It's not one moment he's this really sad man and suddenly he turns into this psychotic man, this Joker. It's not like that. This is scene after scene of character development, things happening to him. He's turned into the Joker isn't instant. It's very gradual. Because of that gradual character development, you really feel empathy for him. Even and towards the end, that empathy turns into fear. There's a particular scene here in his apartment near the end of the movie that was really terrifying. I was so scared. The violence in that scene was so raw.
I would like to compare this film to Brightburn. You might have seen the premise of the film. It's a reverse Superman style. In Brightburn, the kid is surrounded by a supportive family. But what I didn't like about this film is how his transformation comes like in a snap of finger. Joker, on the other hand, lays out the foundation you
Yeah.
need for the character to be able to cross from point A to point B, from being a miserable to a lunatic to a completely gone mad, crazy.
It's not necessarily perfect, but maybe this is just me being nitpicky. But because this is such a real film, this is such a great character study. Some characters from the Batman universe really kind of took me out on some parts of the movie.
Okay.
Because I was so engrossed with the drama happening on screen.
I get what you point.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
end of the film, you are reminded, oh, this is a
Yeah.
comic book film.
Yes.
But you like Joker to be a contained
Yeah.
film that it already works strong as it is. But on the other hand, I'm actually amazed how they connected Bruce Wayne to the overall plot of Joker. Apart from telling descent of a supervillain into madness, this is also a story about telling the collapse of the society. This is already foreshadowed in the trailer. I mean, Joker will become some sort of an icon.
Yeah, yeah.
So I needed the film to occasionally step out of Joker's POV. So we can feel that the film's tragic and feels more earned to me because I mean, this is a very dangerous film.
Yeah, okay.
You agree, right?
Yeah.
It is subject to different interpretations, and I totally get if people don't like this film, if they feel like they glorify the violence in the end. I personally, I take myself out of it and just look at this film as a supervillain origin story.
You know what, with regards to the violence depicted in this movie, after watching this film, I was kind of relieved that I don't live in America. Because, as you may know, in America, there's a ton of controversy for this movie because there's a lot of gun violence happening there. There are a lot of, and most of the people
Terrorist
who,
attacks.
yeah, and most of the people who are doing these mass shootings are people who are also neglected by society. So in America, there is unrest about what this film might inspire on with those neglected people. Yeah, I get your point. This is a very dangerous movie, and I hope if you feel like you need help, seek help. Don't be inspired to do violence. This movie is art. It is not meant to inspire you to do these terrible things. I hope you appreciate this movie as it is, a piece of art.
I do understand if some people are offended by the portrayal of the mental illness involved here, but as the film's twist reveals, it kind of goes to show that people with mental illness doesn't have the inclination to do violence. It's still reliant on the environment that you're on to, because Joker here is a broken person and he's living in a broken society, in contrast again to Brightburn where that kid has a supportive family. In here, he lacks a father figure and his mother neglects her for the most of the time, and society really looks down upon him. But overall, it's really gratifying, and Joaquin Phoenix's performance alone really sold me. So I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. I am really rooting for Joaquin Phoenix to get a nomination. It would be an injustice if he gets snubbed in this season.
Okay, so you're absolutely right. Joaquin Phoenix, give him that Oscar nomination. He deserves it. With regards to the violence, just remember, the main character here is Joker, okay? So he's supposed to be this violent. So stop with all that controversy, okay? This is very well directed. It has a really powerful message. So I'm giving this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay, that is our review for Joker. If you agree or disagree with our review, we would like to hear from you. So please hit the comment section below. What do you think about this film?
And also, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And click that notification bell so you can be updated with our latest videos.
We also have a Twitter account at ScreenKingPH. So see you guys on the next episode
Of Screen Kings,
Bye!